Hi, my name is Kelly from Class 2E and I'm the leader of the drama group. The members from the group are Andre, Shahira, Auni and Shami. Let me tell you the synopsis of the part that we're acting on. The star child traveled across the land searching for his mother in order to gain her forgiveness. Along the way, he was captured and sold as a slave to a magician where he had to search for 3 different colored gold. And as he searched, he freed a hare from the grasp of a hunter's trap and in turn, the hare assisted him in the search of the gold. He returned back to the city, meeting a leper who was banished from the city. The leper begged money from the star child in order to leave. The star child was reluctant due to the consequences he would face, but in the end, he gave in and gave the gold to the leper. As he returned to the magician, the mage executed the harsh punishments onto him as he failed to return with the gold. The scenarios repeated a total of 2 more times. As he returned to the kingdom after retrieving the 3rd gold, everyone in the city began cheering for him, for it was prophesied that the person who would rule over the kingdom would arrive on this day, mocking him because of his appearance. But as he met his parents, the beggar woman and the leper, he understood all of the things that happened to him and why the curse was lifted. His parents gave him their forgiveness and gave the throne to him. The story we are working on is the Star Child. The part of the story that we are working on is from the time he got captured to the ending. We chose these scenes because there is a wide spread of characters for fair division of roles, multiple scenes providing us more things to act, and also these scenes are much more interesting and important compared to the rest of the story.
Oscar Wilde was an Irish writer and poet. After writing in different forms throughout the 1880s, he became one of the London's most popular playwrights in the early 1890s. The Star Child style of writing was based off the early translation to late modern English during 1500s to 1800s. During the Great Vowel Shift, with it being written in the 1800s by Oscar Wilde with major changes done by the Great Vowel Shift. What is the Great Vowel Shift, you may ask? The Great Vowel Shift is where major changes in the pronunciation of words took place from the 1315 to 1700 for the standardization of English spellings in the 15th and 16th century. The style of writing in the book differs to English today is mainly due to the Great Vowel Shift, where the changes were very prominent. As time moved on, pronunciation continues to change by a subtle rate, and thus the English differs in the book and the current English.
For the stage preparations, we are doing many movements of chairs and tables to try and show the different structures at various scenes. For instance, the dungeon bars. We were not able to do much for this as we were unsure of how much space would be given to us to act. Without knowing the space, we were unable to position the chairs and tables the way we wanted to be on the day itself. Each of us memorized over the holidays, but due to the lack of time to meet up and how busy some of us were, we had to practice most of our acting after the holidays. Also, some of our voices were not able to project loudly at first, but with a few tips, support, encouragement, and practices, we were able to project and also instill the emotions and feelings into the voices. We also had a last-minute decision to change our script as a whole. We pushed our schedule back quite a bit. It definitely isn't the most efficient way of doing this because we could not practice together over the holidays, but we do not have a choice and have to have trust and faith in our members. The props that we use are made from the materials on the table in the slide. The props are first closely analyzed in the book, then recreated with the materials we have first before purchasing what we do not have. We feel the need for the props as we think that the props will enhance the performance. Take for example the sun that we made. It shows the time of the day and how much time will pass when Star Child is out searching for the goal. This allows the viewers to estimate the time.
The communication studies, there were a few strengths and weaknesses we would like to point out. For our strengths, we definitely feel that our acting is out there and therefore our choice to be the part of the acting group. Our character in school also portrays most of the characters in the book itself, boasting this choice as an advantage to us. We also encourage each other in the group, especially when we weren't getting the right parts. For example, trying to get the emotions and tone right for certain lines. Each and every one of us tried to portray what we expected the line to be spoken, and when we think it is right, we practice together with the person speaking the line. Lastly, will be the creation of the props. The props aren't of the top notch, but we were able to organize and use whatever we had to create the best prop we could. Thus, this being part of our strengths. Even though our strengths did not seem to be of the strongest, but we were able to fully utilize them to its fullest potential in order to create a better drama. As for our weaknesses, it was a big problem for us to speak in the Olden English. Even though we were able to understand the whole text, the different pronunciation or a new word altogether with the same meaning as a word today stumped us. It took us a while to try and get the pronunciation right, but we were never able to perfect it no matter how hard we tried due to our days of speaking the current English and near zero experience at the Olden English until now. In the end, we changed the script to modern English as we were both weak and the only one using Olden English and felt unsafe. Next would be our mindset throughout the whole project. There were many problems that we encountered during the project that made some of us very frustrated or give up altogether. It was tough finding a day to meet up and had trouble cooperating at times, but some of us worked hard with a strong willpower and mindset to preserve and push through in order to present a drama, and this attitude was taken up by the ones who gave up, and together as a group, we were able to complete the project. Even though we had definitely had problems overcoming these few obstacles at first, but after persevering through, these weaknesses actually strengthen our bonds with each other, allows us to work with each other much better than before, and the friendship between us grew.
Overall, this drama has allowed us to show what we did not dare to show before. It allowed us to really shine in what we love to do and build our confidence to face people at our finest. This also brought us together to learn what we did not know of our friends. Some of us were really unexpected, and it was never thought that we would be the type to perform. The hard times and fun times we've been through together when preparing for the drama is something that built us to what we are now, and is something we would never forget. Throughout the whole project, there are a few people we would like to thank. Firstly, would be our English teacher, Ms. Rakiza, and the English department for the chance to participate in the project. Secondly, would be the teachers in charge of the enrichment program, who assisted and built our vocals and acting to what it is now. This is the end of the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you for your kind attention.